So today we're going to be running through 7 dropshipping mistakes I see all the time that make me wonder, why do people still do this? If you're new to the e-commerce game and you're making one of these mistakes, if you haven't yet started with e-commerce, then stick with me and you can cut out some potential issues that you might face in the future. So if you're serious about your e-commerce business and you're here to make long-term sustainable income from the business, then you need to fix these issues and at least identify what they are in the first place. It's 2024 and the e-commerce game is changing constantly. What you need to do is really stay on top of your game and not get left behind. So what I'm going to share with you today doesn't actually take a lot of work. It's all about avoiding misinformation on the internet, taking control of your business and staying accountable for your dropshipping store. So make sure you smash the like button and subscribe. I've got a lot more content coming your way in the world of e-commerce. So number 1 on today's list is not building an email portfolio. Now, I know it sounds a little bit old school, but really stick with me in this one. So the store I was running last year was called The Wall Splash, in which we were selling a personalized custom canvas art for couples and families. So my Facebook ad spend was around $200 a day, and I was averaging a revenue of about $1,000 to $2,000 per day. What I was doing was collecting emails, but doing nothing with them other than the customary Shopify confirmation email. So I then came across Klaviyo, which was a marketing integration into Shopify. This allowed me to send marketing promotional emails and discounts to customers who'd previously purchased from us, as well as people who had added to cart and not gone through with the purchase. So it took about 2 hours of work, and really at the end of the month, I saw a lot of results. There was around $5,000 in extra revenue from those promotional and marketing emails. So it's totally worth adding a little bit of effort into your store and just making sure that you build an email portfolio and do something with it. Send them emails, stay in contact with those customers. So e-commerce mistake number 2 for today is not taking advantage of organic sales opportunities. So what you're going to see in 2024 is some very basic home edited videos that are gathering millions and millions of views. So if you convert those views into sales, you're working with a crazy margin because the advertising costs are pretty much free. If your advertising budget is relatively low, then it might be worth thinking about TikTok organic. Yes, it might be a little bit more work, but it'll really be worth it at the end. A relatively simple way to do this is just to get a sample of your product, have a look at TikTok, see what other people in your space are doing, think of a good video viral hook, something that's going to keep the customers engaged with scroll stopping power, just hit the record button and try and edit with TikTok. So if you can consistently put away a few hours a week or just set aside a little bit of time to focus on filming for your store, it'll only be a matter of time before you start getting traffic. Another great tip to maximize your engagement is use the same TikTok videos and post on Instagram and YouTube Shorts that's going to maximize your engagement on your videos. So we'll bring it back to paid advertising for number 3, and that is not investing enough in your ads to test your product. So if you do go down the paid advertising route, let me put to you a question which gets asked to me all the time. I've spent $75 over the past 3 or 4 days on my ads and I haven't received that many orders. So let me get rid of some misinformation that I found on YouTube. Ads cost a lot. They're not cheap. It's a game of testing. You have to test multiple different styles of ads. You have to test different target audiences. You have to really understand the Facebook algorithm isn't just going to push your product to the right target audience straight away. It actually takes a bit of time for Facebook to really understand who your product is for or who the potential buyers of your product are. So let's face it, this isn't exactly what everybody wants to hear. It's not a low budget, get rich quick scheme. So if I'm going to test a new product on Facebook, what I'll actually do is spend $20 a day per ad set, and I'll do 10 different ad sets, and I won't even check the data for 3 days. So that's $600 already spent in ads. It can then get a little bit more efficient because then I can test which ads are doing well, which are not, stop the spend on the ads that are not doing so well, and increase the spend on the ads that are. But as mentioned in point number 2, if you're really stuck on budget, then you might want to leverage your time instead of your money and think about TikTok organic posting. If you do have a few $100s to test a product, however, you want to understand what your margin is and what your ad spend is, and you really need to invest that money into the ads to really get the result that you want. At the end of the day, to win at this game, you do need to test your ads and your product consistently. So knowing that testing your products and ads are an expense, don't see dropshipping or e-commerce as a low budget, get rich quick scheme, because it's not. If you're thinking about a sustainable and long-term business, you do have to invest to understand whether your product really works in that market. So let's move on to number 4, which is not analyzing your margins. So this one might seem quite obvious, but you'd be surprised at how many people don't think about their expenses until they've completed finishing the store, creating an About Us page, making a great product page and ads. That's when they start thinking, okay, this is costing too much now. You do need room to breathe. If you're thinking about running paid ads, then you do need to think about marketing costs and consider having an expense. So what good is it if you're finding a product that's selling 20 units per day, but at the end of the month you're counting pennies? It's a business, you're there to make money and you really want to maximize your profits. So I've mentioned this in previous videos, but if I'm running paid ads, what I do is I think about a 3.5 times multiplier on the product cost. So for example, if I find a product that's costing me $10 to source, then I'm not going to sell it for anything below $35. This is just to make sure I've got room to breathe breathe for ads and other expenses that I might encounter in my journey. Alternatively, if I'm selling a product that's $80 or above or a high ticket item, then I'm thinking about at least having a $25 profit margin. Now I'm talking to the people who see this as a long-term and sustainable form of income. If you're thinking about your business and in the future trying to scale it, you want a good enough profit margin to build a bank of money that you can use to then scale your business in the future. So go ahead and save yourself some time. Don't think about these things after you've built a store. Always consider it at the product research stage. Think about how much your ads are going to cost, think about additional expenses, and consider it at that point. So the fifth mistake I commonly see on e-commerce sites is not having enough trustability in your page. So let's think about this from a buyer's perspective. If you're on Amazon and you're scrolling and looking for something to buy, one of the first things that you're going to do is check the reviews to make sure it's got good ratings, it's got good quality, and gives you a bit of trust in the product that you're going to buy. So two apps I've used in the past are Loox and Vitals. These apps allow you to import reviews for the product that's selling on a supplier website such as Etsy or AliExpress and actually import them to your store. So another method some people like to do is to go into ChatGPT and ask it to write 100 reviews for their product and just import them into their site. So the research shows that 84% of people are trusting product reviews as much as recommendations from other people. So think about your credibility. Use the reviews to boost your revenue and create credibility on your store. You need to give the impression that the product you're selling is a hot product. Make it look like it's loved by others. That way, people are going to trust your site and actually be tempted to purchase. So if your business is already bringing in customers, then you can offer a promotion or a discount in exchange for a review. 73% of people are actually saying that they would leave a review if they were offered a promotion or a discount in exchange. Another thing I like to do is that when people do leave reviews on my page, I like to respond to them. It actually shows more credibility on my site. Now on to mistake number 6, which is quite a common theme in the dropshipping world, and it's picking products that everybody is selling. So this is a trap that pretty much everybody falls in, and I fell into for a long time when I first started dropshipping. And this is finding a product that you see is selling crazy figures and just trying to take the same product and make a quick buck from it. Now, the number of people I've seen selling massage guns or back stretchers is beyond me. It's crazy. I mean, they might have worked a couple of years ago, but really, how are you going to stand out in a market where there's thousands of stores selling the same thing? So what you want to do is you want to stand out and not follow a wave. Just because a product sold so many units years ago doesn't mean that you should go and chase the same opportunity. So figure out your own path. If you don't see a new way to angle a product that's already been selling or something unique about your product that not everybody else has got, then keep looking. Now, it's not always easy to understand whether a product is saturated or not, but the two things that I like to do is to go onto AliExpress, and if there's more than 10,000 sales for that product, then there's probably thousands of people already trying to sell the same product. Secondly, if there's a lot of TikTok viral videos that made millions of views years ago or months ago, then you should know that that product is probably already saturated. Now, it doesn't always need to be a different product that you pick, but if there is a product that you can think, okay, I can target this at a new audience, then maybe there's something to work with. Now, the last and final common e-commerce mistake that I see all the time is not staying innovative. The whole e-commerce game is constantly changing. It's 2024, and with the advancements of AI, things are moving faster than ever. So AI isn't yet at the stage where it's going to completely automate your e-commerce setup. However, what you can do is use it to make you more competitive in the market. So I'll let you into a few tools that I use to improve my e-commerce stores. So the one we've all heard of is ChatGPT. We can use this to generate ideas, think of text that we can use in our product page or our ads, or even think of a name of our e-commerce store. The second AI tool that I use regularly is scrapwave.ai. Scrapwave actually allows you to find winning products that haven't yet gone viral using its AI algorithm. The third AI tool that I came across recently is Ad Creative AI, which allows you to create hundreds of ad creatives in just a few seconds. And the last and final AI tool that I want to talk about is Midjourney. Midjourney is an AI bot that can create any image from your imagination. And if you want a full guide to Midjourney, comment below and I'll release it in one of my future videos. Just remember, your e-commerce business is just that. It's a business and it's your business. So if you want a sustainable and long-term business, you really need to avoid these mistakes. So there can be a lot of misinformation on YouTube, and dropshipping or e-commerce is sometimes made out to be a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not. It does require you to be creative and invest. So if you like the video, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.